Hi folks, here's a couple things I did to my lathe. First I'll show you how it's working. That's a 4mm pin in there. Now, the parallel axis, I don't know how you pronounce, you say that. The axis of the bed is not straight, watch. And if you can see that, I got about a half a thousandth, maybe 3/4 of a thousandth run out there. I get over to here, it's pretty close. Now, the way I got that was, I took the register on the, you guys know that on the back of this plate, there's a raised area that's a register for the chuck. My chuck was 2/1000ths, or actually more than 2/1000ths out when I first got it. So, being not very smart, what I did was I turned down the register a couple thousandths and made a couple thousandths shim to fit over it to take up that space, so this chuck would be true. Now, that was stupid. Don't ever turn down your register. But what ended up happening is, you'll see these are the 3 bolts, 3 nuts that hold this guy on, the chuck. And what I ended up doing was, I can dial in the chuck now with these bolts. And when I have to do real precision work, like I have to do this pin, this is a drill rod. And what I have to do is, I have to turn down that drill rod. I have to make a smaller diameter in it of 2.4mm, like 2 diameters, 2.4 and then the 4. And it has to be ground because I can't turn the drill rod. I'm not going to anneal it. So I'm going to use a diamond to grind that to 2.4mm. But obviously, dealing with those kind of parameters, you have to have it dialed in pretty good. Now, I have it dialed in pretty good so I can do the operations I need to do. Like I said, this now is a, I don't know what you call those chucks that usually have screws on them that you can center. Well, I can center this one by indicating the work, having these just kind of tight, and then tap it true with an indicator. Now this indicator, I'm going to show you this. The indicator stand, I just made a bolt or a piece of rod that I cut the threads on the end to fit in the thing, so I don't have to use a magnetic base. Basically, I just screw that in and it's solid. More solid than a magnetic base. The other thing I wanted to show here is, I'm going to back up a little bit. What I have is, first of all, I'm going to take that off of there. You'll notice this back here, back there, a wooden spool. And there's a line on that wooden spool that goes up that way, up to there, and then goes down with a weight on it. And it's hooked to this arbor to run the slack on that way cover. Now the way cover is made out of a Teflon, a woven Teflon material that they make, I guess they call them baking sheets. You can buy this stuff. It's hard to find in a longer roll, but it's really good stuff because you don't have to worry about it melting. Chips don't burn it because it's Teflon, and oil will drip through it because it's a woven fabric, but chips don't go through it. So I made that way cover out of that, and you see over there is a weight mechanism. I don't know if you can see that. It rolls on that spool to wind that thing. Now another modification I just finished on this is I made a new nut for the cross slide. I made an adjustable nut. I'm trying to make a video on that. I've got some of the video done, but I got this down to this much play. Now I believe that is in here, so I'm going to hone the contact area down to take up this end shake, so I don't have any play at all in that, or any what do you call that, not run out, not end shake, that word for the slop in the cross nut. So that's what you have right there.